وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين سيما بقية الله في الأرضين روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب أقدمه الفداء. وأما بعد، قال الله تعالى في كتابه: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على
I would like to congratulate the birth anniversary of our master, our Mawla, Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wassalam. First and foremost to the Imam of our time, Imam al-Hujjah, Ajalallahu ta'ala farajahu al-Sharif. And second of all of you, my dear brothers and sisters. And also I would like to congratulate the Father's Day to the dear fathers in this majlis, in this beautiful gathering, and the potential fathers, inshallah. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless the souls of all these fathers who passed away. I'm 100% sure that we have some people here. When the Father's Day comes, they pray for the soul of their fathers who passed away and wish that their fathers were alive so they could go to them and kiss their hands and congratulate the Father's Day to them personally. But let's make a dua for them. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant them the shafa'ah of Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salatu wassalam and the shafi'atu yawm al-jaza' Fatimatu Zahra salamun alayha, inshallah, on the day of judgment. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant them Jannah inna Allah wa inna Rabbi bihim, inshallah. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. الناس كمعادن الذهب والفضة، قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم: الناس كمعادن الذهب والفضة. The people are like the mines of dhahab, gold, fidda and silver. This hadith does not mention that the people are the golds and the silvers. No. The hadith says the people are the mines, the sources of the gold and silver. So basically, we are the walking and talking treasure. We are the walking and talking treasure. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted us many different blessings that they are only belong to the mankind. Only belong to the mankind. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about ma'rifah, when He talks about virtues, when He talks about knowledge, He puts us, the human beings, next to the angels. For example, in Surah Al-Imran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, شهد الله أنه لا إله إلا هو والملائكة وأولو العلم قائما بالقسط لا إله إلا هو العزيز الحكيم. The first witness, the first one who witnesses the Tawheed, that there is no God but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is Allah Himself. Also in Surah 2, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses Prophet Musa alayhi salam, وَأَنَا اخْتَرْتُكَ يَا Musa, right? وَأَنَا اخْتَرْتُكَ فَاسْتَمِعْ لِمَا يُوحَى وَأَنَا اخْتَرْتُ إِنَّكَ بِالْوَادِ الْمُقَدَّسِ طُوَى, the previous ayah. And then وَأَنَا اخْتَرْتُكَ فَاسْتَمِعْ لِمَا يُوحَى, I have chosen you, then listen to the revelation, to what reveals to you. إِنَّنِي أَنَا اللَّهُ, indeed I am the God. And then Allah continues, La ilaha illa ana. See, two basically phrases of Tawheed back to back. La ilaha illa ana, then fa'budni, then worship me. Wa aqimis salata li dhikri, and establish prayer for my remembrance. So the first witness of Tawheed is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself. And the second group, the angels. وَالْمَلَائِكَةِ وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ, right? Allah presented Adam. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded all the angels, اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا. Fa is fa'ul mufaja. Immediately, without any hesitation, the angels فَسَجَدُوا. Yeah, basically prostrated. Iblis, obviously. Aba was takbara, that's another discussion. So, the second group who witness the Tawheed, or basically is the angels. Now, the third, وَأُولُو الْعِلْمِ, the people who possess knowledge. The people, أُولُو الْعِلْمِ. Can't remember this. Now, surprisingly, when you look at the other ayahs, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about dunya, talks about eating, talks about drinking, talks about this, the dunyai elements, materialistic world, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts us and the animals in the same category.
What am I supposed to do?
Kulu, Surah Al-Taha. Kulu, eat, war'aw an'amakum. Eat and feed your cattle. إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِأُولِي النُّهَى. In Surah Abazar, مَتَاعًا لَكُمْ وَلِأَنْعَامِكُمْ. Surah Al-Nazi'at, وَالْجِبَالَ أَرْسَاهَا, all the way. وَالْأَرْضَ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ دَحَاهَا أَخْرَجَ مِنْهَا مَاءَهَا وَمَرْعَاهَا. All the way you go down, all Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, all these gifts that I've mentioned in the previous ayahs are for you, مَتَاعًا لَكُمْ, and for your animals. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted us a very special gift that differentiate us and separate us from the angels and the animals. And that is aql. Right? That is aql and lust. Aql and shahwa. The angels are absolute aql. They're absolute aql. There's no shahwa, there's no desire, there's no lust for them. So that's absolute aql. But they don't have lust. They don't have desires. The animals are absolute lust and desire. Now, humans, we have the combination of these two gifts. Both of them are gifts. That's when we feel hungry. When we feel hungry, that means we have lust. We have desires. Now, what makes the human beings the most honorable creation of God, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ, is having the ability of combining and balancing aql and shahwa. We combine all these two. Shahwa comes under the command of aql. You know, in Arabic language, there's a word it calls iqala, right? There's a rope, when you put it around the neck of the camel, right? Camel is very strong. You cannot just leave the camel outside of, the restaurant, just the way you do for the horses. No. Because they're going to break everything, they're going to run away. And they run away. How do you do, and how do people do who have the jamal, basically, the people who own the camel? They rope and they tie the knee, one of the knees of the camel, and the neck. They tie them together. So this basically camel doesn't go anywhere, right? Doesn't destroy anything, and it's very, very dangerous. A free camel in the city, not good. In Arabic language, they call that iqal, that rope. The word of aql comes from that. Shahwa is that camel. Lust and desire is that wild camel. Aql is the rope. We have it, we use the desire, we have the lust and use it, but it has to come under the command of the aql. Aql controls the desire. Aql manages the desire. The message of Islam is this. How many times you see in Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala questions us? أَفَلَا تَتَفَكَّرُونَ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ? Don't you think? Don't you ponder? Don't you reflect? In different words. إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ قُرْآنًا عَرَبِيًّا لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. We're not like Christians. Christians say you believe in Jesus, Jesus will make everything sense to you. We're not like that. No. We're not allowed to follow any manager, anyone in basically the pillars of deen, usul al-deen. You can't say because my manager says, or that scholar says, there's no God but Allah, so I believe in that. No. You have to think. You have to study. You have to go ask questions. Gain knowledge of Allah. أعلى المعارف معرفة الله. The highest level of ma'rifah and inner knowledge is the ma'rifah and inner knowledge towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Same thing goes about Nubuwwah, the prophecy of the prophets, the Imam and leadership and guardianship of the Imams, Day of Judgment, and the justice of Allah. Anyways, the first book in the Usul al-Kafi is Kitab al-Aqli wal-Jahl, the book of intellect and the book of ignorance. That is very important. Someone comes to Amir al-Mu'mineen's tent in the middle of battle of Jamal. The wife of the Prophet is in the other side. So many of the Sahaba and companions of the Holy Prophet are in her side. And he is the brother of the Holy Prophet, the son-in-law of the Holy Prophet, the wasi of the Holy Prophet, the cousin of the Holy Prophet, and there are so many other companions. It is confusing, isn't it? We cannot even put ourselves in their positions, those people's positions. It's a huge test. How can we pass this test? I don't want to hurt the Prophet. I don't want to hurt the family of the Prophet. And I have to take a side. I can't just sit home, it's none of my business. No. It's your Islamic duty to find the right path and steadfast and be firm and stay firm on it. What do I do now? So one of the companions of Amir al-Mu'min alayhi salatu wasalam goes to the tent of Amir al-Mu'min. Ya Ali, I am confused. Can you help me? I don't know what to do. I am in your side. But when I look at the other side, I have to fight them. I have to kill or be killed. I have to hurt or get hurt. The other side, I see these people, I saw them sitting right next to the Holy Prophet. I saw the Holy Prophet went to his house when he was sick. We were sitting next to each other and listening to the Holy Prophet's speech. And she's the wife of the Holy Prophet. What do we do? Now Amir al-Mu'mineen needs more soldiers, right? It's a very critical situation. And if Amir al-Mu'mineen's intention was just to win no matter what, he would say, oh, stay with me. Let me remind you of those hadiths about me. Let me remind you of those ayahs about me. Didn't you forget? Didn't you remember that? In fact, Amir al-Mu'mineen said something else. Amir al-Mu'mineen made him to think and reflect. He said, go find the truth and stick with it. SubhanAllah. Use your intellect. Don't come to me.
Oh my God, you are so high up.
Use your intellect. Find the haqq and stay firmly with haqq, with truth. SubhanAllah. Why? Because Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam's mission, in the Ahlul Bayt's mission, the Imam of our time's mission is not to force us to follow them. No. It's to help us to discover this mind of our treasure. Our problem is that we don't even try to discover these treasures. You know, in America, back in the probably 50s, 40s, there were people who used to go for treasure hunts, right? And they would kill each other to find gold. Here in Arizona, prospectors, here in Arizona, in California, a lot. They would kill each other. They would betray each other because of the treasure. Treasure is very important. But they forgot about their own treasure, which is more valuable than the entire world. The entire world treasure. They forgot about the mines of the treasure, the gold and silver, in their own hearts, within themselves. You can change the world if you find that treasure, if you discover it. The Holy Prophet says, people, remember. Here in this hadith, the Holy Prophet doesn't say the Muslims. No. All people. He said for everyone. Someone like Fudayl ibn Iyad, he is the leader of a bandit. They used to attack the caravans. The businessman's caravans. And take their money, take their wealth. He was not an ordinary thief. He was actually the leader of a bandit. So what happened, once he's trying to steal from someone, robs the house of a very wealthy man, and he's climbing the wall, he hears someone is reciting Quran. Here is this ayah, أَلَمْ يَأْنِ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. Isn't it the time? Isn't it enough that you are drowning in the darkness of sins? Isn't it the time you discover it? And humble your heart for the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As soon as Fudayl heard this ayah, he climbed down. He sat and he cried. That's it. He said, you know what? No more. No more stealing. He went to Imam of his time, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam. He said, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, I want to repent. What do I do? He gave all his wealth for charity. And he stayed with the Imam of his time. He found the truth, remember? He used his intellect. He found the truth. Now in the chain of hadiths, if you see the name of Fudayl, that hadith becomes very powerful. Look at that. Another story, Imam Musa al-Qadim alayhi salatu wasalam walking in a neighborhood. And then he sees there is a door, and that door is open, and the music is loud coming out of the house, and you could tell that in this house there is a dancing and drinking and the party, everything haram. He's walking by. The lady servant comes out of the house, putting some trash out and all that. Imam alayhi salam asks the lady, what is going on here? He said, there is a party. He said, okay. Is the owner of this house free or a slave? She said, oh, he is free. Imam Qadim alayhi salam says, that's why. That's why he's partying, he's drinking. Because he's free. And he left. When the servant lady goes back, Imam asks, the lady, servant, what did take you so long? You just put the trash out. There's other business here to take care of. He said, there was a man, he asked me a question. He said, is the owner of this house, the one who is throwing this party, is a free man or a slave? And I said, he's a free man. And he said, that's why he's partying and drinking all that. Because he's free. Bush, his name was Bush. Bush felt something different. Felt so heavy. Bush's heart was touched. I saw both. Anyways. He asked the lady, where did he go? He said, that way. Without wearing his shoes on, without putting his shoes on, he left the house and ran, and he found the Imam alayhi salam, and he sat and cried and he said, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, I repent. I repent. Bush, or the brother said, Bush, until the end of his life, he never wore shoes. That's why they call him Hafi. Bush al-Hafi, or Bush al-Hafi. Never. Hafi means the one who is walking with bare feet, without shoes. To remind him all the time that incident, that day. Yeah. Finding the truth. One of the elements that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted to human beings is the element of ishq and mahabba. When you see a chicken, when you see a hen, right? This hen, when you put some food next to it, it eats the food. With water, it drinks the water. As soon as you even walk by that hen, the hen runs away. get so scared. It's trying to find a place to hide, to run away from them. But as soon as the hen has some little chicks, when you go towards the hen and the chickens, that hen is not going to run away anymore. That hen stands up and fights you. That's not the same. When a young girl, sometimes it's the weekend, for example, try to wake her up. Come on, wake up, it's 10 o'clock. Oh my God, it's 10 o'clock? Okay, I need 2 more hours. Sleep, doing things on her own, doing things for her own. As soon as the same girl becomes a mother, oh my God. In the middle of the night, if the baby coughs one time, and the baby's crib is all the way across the room, the same girl wakes up and runs towards the baby. Wow, what is that? That is ishq. That is mahabba. Mahabba makes us powerful. Mahabba makes us strong. Right? Makes us strong. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات سيجعل لهم الرحمن ودا. We have the hadith that this ayah was revealed about Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam. Indeed, those who believed and did righteous deeds, سيجعل لهم الرحمن ودا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most merciful, puts wood. Wood means love and affection in them. When you look at the history of Islam, who was the number one enemy of Amir al-Mu'minin? Muawiyah. See what Muawiyah thought about Ali. There were so many reports that in private meetings, Muawiyah praised Amir al-Mu'minin. He praised Amir al-Mu'minin. Because of this ayah. Even the enemies of Ali loved him. But Ali alayhi salam was fighting their dunya. They preferred dunya over Ali alayhi salam. Right? So,
I got the sniper.
I want to share one of the khutbahs of Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salatu wasalam. And I will conclude my lecture with something very important. That is a lesson first and foremost for myself, and second of all for all of you, inshallah.
He's one-shotted.
I highly recommend all of you to read Rajab. One of the khutbahs is khutbah 27. This is after basically when the city of Al-Anbar was taken over by Muawiyah's soldiers. Now Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam is addressing his army, his soldiers who were lazy, who were not brave enough, who were running away from fighting, who were not working for the sake of Allah and for the sake of the Imam of their time. Remember, Ahlul Bayt they never force people to follow them. Never. In the night of Ashura, Imam Husayniya said, anyone want to go? Just go. You're free to go. SubhanAllah. Do you think Umar ibn Sa'd did the same? No. You would get punished if you leave Umar ibn Sa'd. By him and by Yazid. Now you signed up for the army, you have to stay. When you sign up for the army of here in this country, signing up or not signing up is basically optional. It's up to you. But when you sign up, you have to keep going. When they call you for like, there's a fire, for example, in here, and you're part of the National Guard. When they call you, you gotta go. You gotta go. Otherwise, if there isn't a war, you can't say, oh, I'm no, I disagree with this, I have to stay. No. Either you go to war or you go to prison. Right? Go to prison or go to war. Now, Abu Abdullah Hussein is not like that. Abu Abdullah Hussein, his mission is to elevate you, to help you to elevate, to basically, so you can grow yourself. If even on the day of Ashura, you would go to Imam Hussein, I think I'm not gonna, because we have some reports that some of the companions of Abu Abdullah Hussein left Imam Hussein on the day of Ashura. He wouldn't say, no, you gotta stay here. This is the army, it's not a joke. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the Imam. Now here. You say salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. ومن خطبة الله عليه السلام 27 أما بعد فإن الجهاد باب من أبواب الجنة فتحه الله لخاصة أوليائه وهو لباس التقوى ودرع الله الحصينة وجنته الوثيقة. So I don't want to do the Arabic because it's it will take a long time. Now, so basically in this khutbah, after praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending blessings upon the Prophet, he said jihad is one of the gates of Jannah, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has opened exclusively for his closest friends. It is the garment of piety. It is the garment of piety. It is the strong armor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his invincible shield. So, he's talking about jihad. Now, then he said, whoever forsakes jihad, Allah will clothe him in the garments of humiliation and disgrace, and wrap him in the robes of tribulation and affliction. As a result of this and lowliness, he will become feeble and heedless. So now he's saying, this is the libas of taqwa, this is the quality of jihad, but if you miss it, if you deny it, if you reject it, these things will happen to you. Anyways, he continued, behold, I have called you to fight against Muawiyah and his followers. By night and day, openly and secretly, I told you to confront them before they attack you. By Allah, no nation has ever fought within its own territory without being humiliated and defeated. Yet you passed on your duty to one another. Subhanallah. When the Imam of your time asks you to do something, he is the Wali of Allah, he is the Imam. You can't make excuses. Right? This continued until by Allah. So anyways, and brought disgrace upon yourselves. This continued until the enemy gained dominance and your wealth was plundered from all directions, and your lands were seized and taken out of your control. So, and here is Ghamid's brother, Akhu Ghamid. Anyways, Sufyan ibn Auf from the tribe of Banu Ghamid, who entered the city of Al-Anbar with his cavalry by the command of Muawiyah. He killed Hassan ibn al-Bakri, the governor of that city, and drove your soldiers away from its boundaries, from its hudud, right? It has reached me that one of their soldiers attacked a Muslim woman and a Jewish woman under the protection of us. Now the last part. He says, if a Muslim were to die out of grief and sorrow upon hearing this event, this news, don't get surprised. And Imam Ali says, Ya ashbah al-rijal walaw rijal. You guys are, Ya ashbah al-rijal, you're not men. You look like men. You look like men. I wish I'd never seen you. I wish I'd never known you. You basically let me down. You let me down. Please read this beautiful khutbah. Now, what connection do we have with the commander of the faithful ones, of Amir al-Mu'minin? After all the virtues, the fadail, whatever we hear about Amir al-Mu'minin, what is my connection with him? Is it enough to say, oh, you know, I love Imam Ali alayhi salam. I love him. That's it. Is that enough? Do I act like him? Do I pray like him? Do I fast like him? Do I even try to be a good husband as good as he was for Lady Fatima? Am I good enough? Am I a good father? Am I a good friend? Am I a good companion? Am I a good Muslim? How much do we try? We have to see if our actions match with Amir al-Mu'minin, we are close to Amir al-Mu'minin. If our actions don't match with him, with his actions, and all we do just say, Ya Ali, you know, we love you, we come here to programs and all that, that's not enough. That is not enough. How much do I like Amir al-Mu'minin? Do I look like Amir al-Mu'minin? How much do I even try to be like him? Do we look at him as our role model? Or not? The problem is that unfortunately, when we hear about Amir al-Mu'minin, we forget about the Amir al-Mu'minin of our time, the Ali of our time. Are we really helping him, waiting for him, assisting him? Do we even try? But brothers and sisters, let's change our perspective. Let's be like the true companions of Amir al-Mu'minin for the Imam of our time. You know, with all these things happening in Syria, for example, okay, the axis of resistance lost Syria. If we lose hope, that's a big problem. Al-Anbar, they lost the hope. They lost the city and they lost the hope. Here Amir al-Mu'minin says, you broke my heart. You hurt my feelings. I wish I'd never known you. Instead of going and trying to take it back, you're saying, Ya Ali, we can't fight because this is winter, it's cold. Ya Ali, it is hard, it is so hard because it's, you know, it's summer. Let's keep changing. Right? Let's keep changing. All we do, inshallah, to keep hope, to keep faith and maintain our faith and belief, inshallah ta'ala, and be the true followers of the Imam of our time, Ajalullah ta'ala Rajab, and wait for him, inshallah, in his reappearance, inshallah ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us with the ni'mah of the companionship of the Imam of our time, Atallahu Ta'ala Faraj Sharif. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the tawfiq of jihad fi sabilillah. Jihad, not just going and fighting in the battlefield, no. Being the true people who are the true believers who are waiting for the Imam of our times coming actively, inshallah, and working actively. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless the souls of all the shuhada, all the people who are defending the haram of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wassalam. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us more tawfiq to have a stronger faith, inshallah, the strength of iman, inshallah ta'ala. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نسألك اللهم وندعوك باسمك العظيم الأعظم الأعز الأجل الأكرم بفاطمة وأبيها وبعلها وبنيها والسر المستودع فيها بعدد ما أحاط بعلمك يا الله 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 يا رحمن يا رحيم يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلبي على دينك اللهم نور قلوبنا بالقرآن وزين أخلاقنا بالقرآن واشف مرضانا بالقرآن وارحم موتانا بالقرآن اللهم أكرم شهداءنا بالقرآن واحفظ علماءنا بالقرآن اللهم عجل في فرج مولانا صاحب العصر والزمان بالقرآن. For the souls of all the marhum and marhumat, especially the marhum and marhumat of this gathering, we say this long salawat with Surah Al-Fatiha, inshallah.
I did backflip. I did backflip. I'm not taking my underwear. I'm not taking my underwear. I could do it.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الثاني غفر الله لكم. صل على محمد وآل محمد. الثالث على حب أمير المؤمنين وآله الطاهرين بأعلى أصواتكم. صل على محمد وآل محمد. Sister, please, can you hold the child for a while? We're going to make the ziyarah, please.